From hidden rainforests to hidden ecosystems. Stay tuned to number 1 to find out the most amazing lost worlds in, well, the world. Number 10. Mount Roraima. When you think about South America, your mind likely goes to the Amazon, but it's got quite a few mountains and mountain ranges, and one of the most unbelievable of them is the one called Mount Roraima. The mountain is located between Brazil, Venezuela, and Guyana, and is actually one of the oldest rock formations on Earth. And that's only the beginning of its wonders. One of the unique features of the mountain is that it has a flat top, which is very rare when you consider what most mountains look like. Then there's the sheer size and length of the mountain. It's 9 miles long. The way nature plays with the mountain has attracted many across the world. It has waterfalls because of the constant rain, it's home to rare plants, and the journey to get to the top of the mountain isn't easy. Yet people don't seem to mind, and they keep coming to it. Add to all of that, because it's 9,000 feet tall, the mountain is touched by the clouds, making it truly feel like another world when you look at it from above. Many try to come to see it, but few will ever get to experience the wonder of this lost world. Number 9. Saima Humboldt. Sometimes nature gives us a unique world by hiding it from basic sight until you see it from another point of view entirely. And this is an accurate description of what Saima Humboldt is. For you see, from the ground level, you couldn't even find Saima Humboldt, for it's hidden within the summit of a massive plateau. What do I mean by within? Well, Saima Humboldt is really a sinkhole that has created a massive gap in the plateau it's within. This sinkhole is huge, being over 110 feet wide and 1,600 feet deep starting from the edge of the surface. And in terms of volume, it's 640 million cubic feet. The sinkhole is honestly so massive that it has developed its very own ecosystem, and that proves that life can truly be anywhere as long as it finds its way. Does that sound familiar? Crazy enough, Saima Humboldt wasn't discovered until the 1970s, and even then, wasn't traversed by people until a few years later. Just as crazy as that is there's actually more sinkholes in the area, and some of them aren't even that far away from Saima Humboldt. Number 8. Antarctica. Before we talk about the mysteries of Antarctica, take a moment to like this video and join the Zero to Hero community by subscribing below. You know, click those little buttons. It may seem odd at first that I'm listing a whole continent here on this list, but when you think about it, what do we actually know about Antarctica? I mean, really, what do we know? We know about some of the creatures that live in the intense cold, we know its average temperature, but in truth, we haven't explored as much as many would like. In fact, even though we've had some scientific bases on Antarctica set up, we're nowhere close to having a true settlement there, and that's because of the intense cold, insane snowstorms, and the fact that there is so much lack of life-sustaining food and other materials for humans to live there. When you put all that together, you get a land that is discovered, yet lost, and other parts of Antarctica that we know about we can't even reach, like Lake Vostok, which is a lake that is buried beneath miles of snow, where its surface is actually well below sea level. Scientists are infinitely curious about this lake, but because of the very nature of Antarctica, we can't get to it. And what if this was but one simple mystery within this lost world? What could we find if we had a little more time and access? Number 7. Amazon Rainforest. You're going to see some places on this list that are somewhat known, and yet are technically unknown. And the Amazon Rainforest definitely fits that bill. First off, the Amazon Rainforest has a 2.6 million square mile base. That's massive. And that entire area is filled with thick trees, massive rivers, and tons of animals and plant life. Just the ones we know about include 40,000 plant species, 3,000 kinds of fish, and over 300 kinds of reptiles. And that's not even mentioning all of the mammals and insects that live in the Amazon. Plus, because it's so dense and not all of it has been explored yet, there's no doubt that there's even more species out there in the rainforest just waiting to be found. So that begs the question, why haven't we gone and explored it yet? Well, over the many centuries, people have tried. A lot. And they have failed. Always. Granted, we know some of the Amazon rainforest, but the deeper you go, the harder it gets for you to find your way, and find your way out. Due to its diversity, the Amazon has numerous ways to make you turn back, and that includes animal attacks, diseases, plants giving people rashes or infections, and more. If you're going to try to go to the Amazon, take my advice, just go to the website. Number 6. Atlantis. Our world has been built on legends, both real and fictional, but one of the biggest legends of lost worlds of all time is that of Atlantis. Which is ironic, because one of the greatest philosophers of all time, Plato, actually wrote about Atlantis in Timaeus and Critias. According to Plato, Atlantis was an advanced civilization, but one that made the mistake of trying to take down Athens. Athens would respond with deadly force, and even the gods of the Greek pantheon got involved, and sank Atlantis to the body of the ocean, where it remains to this day. Despite it being a legend, there are many who believe that Atlantis is real in some form or another, and they go search for it. Even if they don't find it, the legend has caused Atlantis to be a key part of the world's culture. Marvel, DC Comics, Disney, and more have incorporated Atlantis into their universes. And it makes you wonder, what if Atlantis really was real? Number 5. Melville Range. Melville Range is found in Australia, and it's one of the most secluded rainforests in the world due to its location. As such, not many people have been able to go there, and the few that do have found many wonders upon the range. For example, it has a very wide array of plants and animals, and many of them have been untouched and unseen by human hands and eyes, because of how remote that part of the rainforest really is. Number 4. Bousavy Crater. You could argue that Papua New Guinea is its own version of a lost world because of how much there is still to discover there. But one of the true lost worlds within it is one that lies within a former volcano. This is called the Bousavy Crater. At 4 kilometers wide and 1 kilometer deep, the Bousavy Crater is truly massive, and it's a sight to behold. In 2009, a BBC-funded team descended into the crater, and when they came out, they had knowledge of 40 brand new species of life. And that was just from one trip. Imagine if more teams went down there to explore it. Number 3. Movile Cave. In Romania, there is a cave that defies logic in terms of how it has created its own ecosystem. Called Movile Cave, it has somehow created and sustained life with very minimal oxygen and no natural sunlight. For those who know how plants and animals work, these are all but necessary requirements in order to make things live and survive. And yet, in this cave, that's not the case. It might be its position to the Black Sea that causes this, or maybe it's something else causing the life to grow. No one knows for sure, but it is the most mysterious place in all of Romania and a lost world that is begging to be discovered more. Number 2. Doong Cave. In Vietnam, an incredible discovery was made. A small opening in the side of a mountain revealed a massive cave that would engulf entire cities. This is Doong Cave, and it was one of the very definitions of lost worlds. Why? Well, because within this cave was not only plants and animals, but its own very natural ecosystem. This was partially due to the fact that there's an opening that has allowed sunlight to enter. It has its own rivers, its own weather patterns, it's alive in every sense of the word, and it was totally discovered by accident. Number 1. Mariana Trench. If we're being honest, there are actually 3 main worlds in our planet Earth. There's the sky, there's the land, and then there's the oceans. Without a doubt, the oceans are the greatest lost worlds in the world because despite us traveling by them every single day of the year, and even having people dedicate their entire lives to finding out more about the ocean, there's still so much we don't know. If you don't believe me, look up the Mariana Trench, for that is proof enough that life finds a way to survive even in the most harsh of conditions. You see, the Mariana Trench is 36,000 feet below sea level, one of the lowest points in our entire world. Yet, life lives there, and people have even gone down to prove that. However, by people, I only mean 3. That's right, only 3 people have gone down there since it was discovered. In 1960, Swiss oceanographer Jacques Piccard and United States Navy Lieutenant Don Walsh did it in a submarine, but they were forced to leave after only 20 minutes. Then in 2012, legendary filmmaker James Cameron went down there in a personalized pod and spent hours documenting all of the life that he could see, which was limited because there's no natural light down there. So who knows what he could have seen if he had a better view of things. Cameron knew that there was so much more down there, and while probes have gone in the place of humans, there's still so much about life in the trench that we don't know about. What's even more chilling is that it's said that there's a place that's even deeper than the Mariana Trench, and if that's true, who knows what could be down there. If you want to hear more about the Mariana Trench, check out our video on the subject. Tell us what you think about these amazing lost worlds in the comments below, and take care.